Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up? What's up? Okay, so we're Carlos King and Dr. Henley does do their messy Mondays. Okay, so this recent one they just did is talking about the whole situation with Stormy and her going to jail and their takes on that. I thought this was a very important point of views from the both of them, and I want to share that with you guys and then also give you guys my thoughts on it and my commentary, and hopefully you guys will comment on there as well. Please take a listen.
Upset about it. I would have been like, you know what? It's part of the game. I just made $1 million on TikTok, bitch. So what? I'm gonna just do this. This is just a part of the game. Too much is given, much is required. Let me go ahead and do this. I know I ain't did nothing really. I got support of my husband, maybe not her mother so much, but I'm gonna go on and do this, look cute, and be done with. I wouldn't have been all upset about that. I wouldn't have. I really wouldn't have.
You know what it was for me? Because listen, and I'm glad we're talking about this because you are a reality star that's been on the show for more than 10 years. You know, I'm a public figure too, and we both experience people attacking us. And like you said, it's part of the gig. To whom much is given, much is required. When I saw her cry, I looked at it in terms of it was less about her going to jail because she knew at the end of the day she was going to be fine. I think, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I think it had something to do with, damn, why are you attacking me so much because you're watching a TV show and you don't like me? Like, it's one thing to diss me on the comments. Cool. It's one thing to, maybe do a vlog and you're talking shit about me. Cool. But when you take it to the point where you're going to court of law, and like you said, going to the police station, the law is broken if anybody off the street can file charges showing a one-sided video of a woman reacting to someone trespassing her establishment, then what are we doing here? Why go that far? Like, at some point, when is enough is enough? And should there be laws intact to protect celebrities when it comes to this?
I absolutely think it should. I mean, some of the things that have happened to our castmates based on nothing, you know what I'm saying? And people coming back and pretending they're somebody they're not and doing whole vlogs to make them look bad in their career. It's just awful. I just don't know why. It's a TV show. At the end of the day, Carlos, it's entertainment. It's real, but it's dramatized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, get a life. Really. Just get a life. I mean, even when we do these vlogs here, it's entertainment. A lot of times I don't even know who the hell. Like, to me, I didn't even know Stormy was disliked because I like her for the show.
Yeah.
I did not think that her and Melody were at odds. Are they? I thought they were cool. I didn't think they were bad. So for people, they just need to get a life. I've seen people say horrible things about me, horrible things about everybody, about you, everything. And I'm just like,
Okay, you guys. So you guys heard that, and here's my position on that. I like this topic. I really do, because I think it's getting a little out of hand on the idea of what's really going on. Because of course, since OWN is currently, from my understanding, under a lawsuit, they don't want to really tap into what's really going on. They don't really want to talk about that. I'm pretty sure they don't want to talk about that because of legal reasons. Now, they haven't come out and said that, but I'm pretty sure if you're under a lawsuit, you're very restricted from your company about what you can actually talk about. So it's getting kind of crazy. But this is a question I pose to people who are fans of the Love and Marriage Huntsville show, people who are millimeters and non-millimeters. What's you guys' opinion on how tapped in and invested should we be in these shows? And the reason why I say this, because I know this is kind of like a double-edged sword when it comes to this sort of stuff, because people who create these shows, they want the fans, they want a great fan base, they want people to be tapped in and super invested. But then, like we're seeing here, they're starting to say, well, people are too invested, because now they're coming after the castmates in their personal lives, and we feel like people are too invested. And so this is my question about that. How invested do you think, what do you guys think is a good measure of being invested? Is it just watching the show? Is it just maybe making a YouTube channel, just giving your opinion about the show? Is that acceptable? What if you're super critical of certain people on the show, where you may even be saying things that they find very hurtful and disparaging about them? Is that okay, or is that too much? But the main topic that they're talking about here is, and I'm going to get into the other part of what I want to say about this, is the whole situation with Stormy and another content creator by the name of Miss Black Titanic, their interaction with one another. And we can see with the interaction, thankfully nothing got physical, but it was threats spoken towards that Miss Black Titanic. And then there's the discussion of, well, Miss Black Titanic shouldn't have been at Stormy's warehouse. She knew she was in the wrong for being there, etc., etc. Now, I don't know that lady. I don't know her intentions. I don't know her goal. But I do know that people get real sensitive about what they feel is their personal space. Now Stormy has a warehouse. I don't understand. I can't speak on the in and outs of that, as where is it okay to come to someone's warehouse, or is it not? I don't know. I can't even talk to y'all about that. I don't know if that's okay or not. But here's the problem with that, and not saying that Miss Black Titanic was in the wrong. Here's the problem with the optics of it. The optics of it is that there's a crazed fan following me into my personal space off of the show. That's the optics of it. Now, that's I don't know Miss Black Titanic, so I don't know what her goal was. Again, I don't know what her intention was. I don't think it was negative, but I don't know her. I don't know what her intentions were. But the optics of it that people can take and run with is that, oh, there was this, definitely now that it's this whole season about mellometers. It's this crazed mellometer that came down to my warehouse and has been harassing me, and they've been harassing me, and everybody on the internet is talking about me, and then I'm the one that goes to jail. How terrible that is for me, speaking in the sense of Stormy, her position on it. And so it definitely brings the question is, how invested should people be into the show? Is it okay to show up and want to meet the people? Now, from what I heard, the story is Miss Black Titanic had some orders from elderly people that she had within her, that she knew, and they want to buy from Stormy, but they don't really do internet stuff. So they was like, can you just give her our stuff? Hey, look, that sounds innocent to me. I don't know the background of that, but it sounds innocent to me. And so, but this whole storyline now is that there's a fan group that's attacking everybody on the show. And that's really unfortunate, because it's not that because I do believe that is inaccurate, that there's an entire fan group that's attacking everybody on the show. I think there is people who are fans of the show, and they're not just mellometers, who are very invested in the show and who don't mind doing some research and finding out different things, because people on the show want to only talk about things that ain't really related to them. Like most of the people on this show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, they have slid by only talking about Martell and Melody's issues, to the point where there's so many people who were fans of the shows, like, I can't even watch the show no more if all y'all gonna talk about is Melody and Martell. Okay? And where there's other issues that's brought up about other people's marriages and relationships on there, but it's never discussed. And so people who were fans of the show decided that they were going to look into some of these things that were brought up but never talked about further. They decided that they were going to research it and find out more information on it. And then because other people want to be affiliated with the show, people who live in Huntsville, people who are friends and family members of some people on the show, they give information out about people who are on the show to bloggers. And so you end up having, oh my gosh, there's background noise. Okay. So you end up having people, people who are doing research and bringing stuff that is related to the show, but they're bringing it out on the internet for public consumption, and people are getting invested in that, to the point where they're getting invested in that more than they're actually invested in the actual show. And so then it comes back to that question: how invested should we be in the show? And I asked that really to the people who are the creators of these shows, because it's like, if you all want people to be excited about these shows and want us to be all the way tapped in, and it's your show becomes the most watched, whatever, well, you gotta understand that at some point people are gonna want the full story. And it's like, if you're not giving them the full story, then you're going to end up with what I believe happened to Real Housewives of Atlanta, is that you have all these created storylines, these created stories. You have people sitting around. Same thing happens to Real Housewives of Potomac, and that's why I do not watch that show. I cannot stand that show. But you have people meeting up, doing little meet and greets before the season starts, and decide on what topics they're going to discuss. And what topics they're going to stay away from, and get these little groups together so that some people's stories are protected. Then you end up with shows that people can tell are inauthentic and are boring. And people can tell that people are not giving out their real lives and not presenting their real lives. And people become uninterested. And then when people become uninterested, you have people not watching. And when you have people not watching, you no longer have a show. So it's like, there's a balance that must be had there. You cannot have people on your show basically getting free rides. And I feel like a lot of times in a lot of these shows, they allow certain people to get a free ride because, that person does a good job of deflecting and bringing up other people's dirt. I.e. Giselle on Real Housewives of Potomac. Who else used to do that? Sheree on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love and Marriage Huntsville. You got the Scotts. They just sit around and try to clutch their purses and their business as close to their chest as possible. And if anyone tugs on it a little bit, they won't start screaming and hollering about how fans are too invested. It's like, people want to know if you want us to be involved and interested in this show, then present a full show. Because even this season 8, we done spent 9 episodes, y'all? We are 9 episodes in, and all they've been talking about is millimeters. Now, sure enough, they done sprinkled a little bit of Sonny and Moses, just a little bit of that. What else? What's the other topic? Just kind of introducing us to Ken and Trisha's storyline. But the main topic has been millimeters. The millimeters, they're doing this to me. Oh, the millimeters are doing this to me. And it's like, okay, are y'all gonna bring your own storylines? Because if we stop tapping in, the millimeters stop tapping into the show, who are y'all gonna have watching the show? Because most of y'all are not presenting your own storyline. You don't have your own fan base because you're not revealing your true, authentic self. That's why you don't have your own fan base to stand up and be like, hey, we got your back. We're gonna support everything that you got going on, that you're doing, like the millimeters do with Melody. So I don't know, y'all, it's getting really annoying. I'm starting to see why people are blacking out this show, because it's getting to the point where it's just becoming very annoying to watch. And I'm tapped in because I really want to see a black reality TV star, reality TV show. I just want to see what was supposed to be black excellence, black business people, black relationships, and so forth. And if they're going to spend their time is talking about millimeters and Melody and how her fan base is destroying the show, it's like, y'all, in my honest opinion, that they did this to themselves, the producers of this show, because y'all allowed the focus to be on one individual so much that all of the fan base became centered around that one individual. If you all had spent more time on pulling more authenticity out of your other castmates, you wouldn't have so many people so focused on one individual or two individuals of the show, i.e. Melody and Martell. You wouldn't have everybody centered around them. I feel like this is their fault that there's such a big fan base for one person on the show and not others, because you allow other people to sit on the show and not tell their real stories, not give their authentic selves. And so people who were interested in the stories, interested in your other cast member stories, decide to do their own research. And I can't get mad at people for wanting to do that. Like, you're interested, you're curious, you want to know. So, I mean, but, like I said, what's going too far? It's like, I don't know, y'all. It's getting really messy, annoying, and it's definitely getting to the point where I can see why people are blacking out this show. So, anyway, y'all, that's all for me. Y'all have a wonderful day. And I will chat with you guys later. Give me a like and a subscribe. And bye-bye for now.